thanks for what you do with your podcast and all the rest. You're doing a great job. Hope everybody keeps tuning in. You get a lot of good info, a lot of insights, understandings of how to get strong, how to stay strong, how to use your strength.
You do a great job, dude. You make things better than they are in real life, I think.
If you don't follow Massenomics, y'all do it. Social media, website, everything.
Massenomics.
Welcome, everyone, to episode 466 of the Massenomics podcast. This is our annual Massenomics Roadshow, where we come to you recording live on the road. My name is Tanner.
And my name is Tommy.
Tommy, we're on what? I-90?
I-90, southern Minnesota.
We're in Minnesota now.
Making our way west, which
Yep.
is the great state of South Dakota.
Yeah, so we're on our way back from the 2025 Arnold Sports Festival, the Arnold Classic. And it was another one for the Massenomics record books.
It was a doozy.
Yeah, I still have a voice left, but it's not as good as it. It's not
as good as it once was.
Yeah, but if I can't get it up for just one more podcast, you might as well start throwing the dirt on me now. We're going to get into everything that went on this weekend, the highs, the lows, the dirty bathrooms, the clean bathrooms. But first, I want to make sure everyone knows that this episode is brought to you by our fine friends over at The Strength Co. You can check them out at thestrength.co. They were not at the Arnold this year because of Big Grant having prior obligations and commitments. Him and a buddy of him had something they had to take care of. So there was no Strength Co. booth. We did see some of their plates at the Mars Bar booth, and I feel like they were there in spirit. There was about 100 people that came up to us and asked where the Strength Co. booth was this year.
There was a lot of it.
And we had to break the news to them, but I've got a feeling we'll see them again, that they'll be back. And in the meantime, you can head over to their website and buy all of their Made in America black E-coated iron plates that are smooth and easy to grip. And get yourself some as soon as you can. Thank you to the Strength Co.
This episode is also brought to you by Barefoot Shoes. Barefoot Shoes actually was at the Arnold, representing just a few booths down from us. They were selling shoes all weekend. We got to talk shop with them. We got to go eat with them. We got to break bread. We got to drink. We got to do all the good stuff. And Barefoot Shoes are our favorite barefoot shoes that you can get today. Tanner and I, road tested, battle approved. We had the Ursus low tops on all weekend long. And my feet, this might be the best I've ever felt after any Arnold, to be honest.
Yeah, my feet feel pretty deep. I mean, no matter what you're wearing, it's going to be a long day a little bit standing like that, but I don't think it could be better. There's nothing you can do that would improve it. It's the barefoot shoes are the way to go.
You go into an office, Tanner, you talk about this, you have that feeling where everyone can relate. You wear the shoes, and at the end of the day, you take them off, and it's like your foot is free for the first time.
Yeah.
But I don't have that feeling. I don't go to an office. I work from home. But man, at the Arnold, you never really get that feeling of taking the shoes off because your feet just feel free all day.
Yeah.
So if you want that free foot feeling, head on over to barefoot.store, and while you're there, make sure to use code Massenomics, and you can save 10% on your next order. Thank you, Barefoot Shoes.
I saw a lot of the crew getting barefoot shoes and testing them on the Massenomics Cru, and I got a pair of kids' barefoot shoes this year for my son to try, so I'm excited to get those home. I won't be coming home empty-handed. We are going home with a more empty Suburban than we left with.
Significantly lighter.
Yeah, so this is the full Arnold recap episode. I guess we should do a little chronologically, though, right?
That would make the most sense, I think, yeah.
So if you've listened to the Massenomics podcast before, you've heard our Arnold tales in the past, and it just wouldn't be a Massenomics year without covering 2025. We did, for those that don't know, we pared down the booth this year and went with a single booth, so that meant we had to take a little less stuff. So instead of hauling a trailer, we were able to drive a Suburban, no trailer, and that part of it was great.
Yeah, we were so quick and nimble over here. It's like a sports car.
We did drive a lot faster on the way, like cut down, I don't know, maybe literal hours from the trip, and made some other steps in the process easier. So it was really nice not having a trailer. What do we get on the road Wednesday morning from your house?
Yeah, I think we left at, like 5 a.m. right on the dot, wasn't it?
Yeah, 5 a.m. Wednesday morning. Left Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Made our usual path that we do, and we actually made it farther faster than we ever have before in any of the trips.
We were making time on this trip.
We were absolutely making time.
It's to jump ahead. What was the trip? We did 16 hours the first day in the car, I think.
Something, yeah.
And we did that. We did 3 stops, 2 gas stops and one lunch stop, and that was it. Like it was smooth sailing and pretty uneventful. There was no ice, no snow, no rain. Usually you get at least one of those, and we had none of them, which really did make things go pretty easy.
Yeah, we had Panda Express for lunch. We'll try and give you the food details as we go too.
Yeah.
Panda Express for lunch that day, and that night we had Texas Roadhouse in Dayton. We've been to that Texas Roadhouse more than once now, and I stuffed myself silly that I wasn't full again for about 24 hours, or I wasn't hungry again for about 24 hours after that.
For me, it was something about eating the Panda Express and then going right back to the car and sitting for 8 more hours. It's like my food just never digested, and I had no appetite, but the Texas Roadhouse food was so damn good. I forced down what I could, but it was not even close to what you put down.
Yeah, I ate all of mine, all of the bread, half of yours, and I really wasn't hungry for at least almost a day after that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that part of the trip really was pretty uneventful, though. The whole travel portion kind of went all as planned, and then from Dayton to Columbus, it's like a short hour. I don't know, hour and a half.
Yep.
And we get there, and we kind of have this unloading thing down to a science at this point, and without the trailer, it's even easier. With the single booth, there's less to haul. We get in there, get setting up by 8 or 9 in the morning, and by like 11 a.m. we're completely set up.
The booth was basically done in like an hour and a half, and
Yeah.
then it was just tinkering with things for another half hour or so.
Right.
And
I don't know that we've ever set up as fast as we did, and
No.
it just went as good as possible
We've
again.
learned a thing or two over the years. Yeah, we've gotten better at this, but it was really easy.
A thing or two about a thing or two. Then we got to our annual Thursday high noon lunch at the one and only world famous, Massenomics famous Hubert's Polish Kitchen. Hubert was there ready for us as always. He didn't wait on you though, did he?
No, I didn't get the full experience. I got some other person that was not Hubert, but you did. You got the real.
And I got to
the
tell
real
him that
Polish
we come here
experience.
every year. I'm waiting for 1 year for him to say, "Yep, I remember you guys."
Yeah, you and everyone else.
Yeah.
We get it. But what made this dinner
Yeah.
extra special was 2 things. Our friends Minnie and Rachel joined us.
Yep.
And we finally got to meet maybe the person we followed on YouTube the longest.
Yeah, we were talking about this. Like, both of us have followed him on YouTube for probably 15 years.
Well, since before Massenomics was even a thing.
Right.
And that's Basement Brandon Diamond, Brandon Campbell. Yeah, we were like, when we first got into YouTube fitness, he was one of the original guys we started watching. Over the years with Massenomics, we've had some communication back and forth that has kind of felt like it's turned into internet friends, but we've never, ever met him in person. And after all of these years, all these shows, traveling, doing stuff, finally got the opportunity to, and man, that guy sucks in real life, doesn't he?
All this to say, what?
Never meet your heroes.
What a terrible guy. The biggest letdown I've ever had in my life.
But no, actually, the conversation was, man, he is exactly like he is in his YouTube videos.
Which is no surprise either.
Yeah.
That was really fun. It was actually really cool to meet him in person, and there is a little bit of a thing. We've met a whole bunch of people over the years with Massenomics, but there is something when you've just watched someone on YouTube for so long and never met him in person. It is like, you are real. You are not just like on my phone and on my computer screen. So that was really cool. And Hubert's didn't disappoint. We kind of went with some of the classics at Hubert's, didn't we?
The pierogies,
And
the Maloney's.
To be open, there's been a little bit of Hubert slander amongst the Massenomics Discord community, and we won't stand for it.
It will not be tolerated.
Yeah, there were some people that were like, I don't know, am I supposed to go to Hubert's? So, Big Dr. Hogan said it's not quite as good, and we said, no, you still got to go to Hubert's.
It's tradition at this point. You can't break a tradition.
Yeah. So I guess we wrapped up lunch, and then what was it?
We went back to the Expo just to kind of look at the booth. We didn't really do it. We were basically done at that point.
Yeah, talking to other people that were around. And
I think we walked around. We walked around a little bit. Did
Okay.
we do a few laps?
Yeah, we got on Mitch Hooper's live stream, YouTube live stream, because they were setting up the Lift Heavy Be Kind booth, and he was sitting there, and he was talking to someone else. So we're like, oh, we'll come back later. And then he wasn't talking to anyone, sitting in his chair. And we go up to him to say hi. And he's like, oh, the Massenomics guys. And he's like, get in here. And we're on the live stream. And I was like, what live stream? Because it just...
Yeah, I just thought he was like talking to the person in front of him, but
Right.
they actually had a camera like stashed away on a shelf that you couldn't see.
Right, so you can check it out. I'm sure if you look up Mitch Hooper's YouTube channel, there's a pre-show live stream that he did, and he's quizzing us on who we thought was going to win. And,
Tanner's hyping him up.
yeah, telling him how good the booth is, and everyone should stop by and buy some Lift Heavy Be Kind stuff. And Mitch Hooper, also a good dude. You know,
He is.
The more and more interactions we've had with him over the last year or two, I'm like, nope, I'm a fan of his.
He's always way nicer to us than what he needs to be.
Yeah.
He remembers us. He jokes around with us, and yeah, he's a cool guy.
Also, we've talked about this. I do think he works obviously works out at being a strongman and being good at that. But you can see in person, and if you watch closely, he's working really hard at just about everything he's doing.
Besides being the top strongman this weekend, he also has a booth, which
A big booth at this point, too.
like, I get it. He's not there, hand assembling everything, but he has a booth that's just another stress of the weekend.
And he's there a lot.
And he is. And he's
Like-
doing meet and greets. He's there. He's also live streaming the day before from his booth, putting out content, answering questions, doing more. Like, those are a lot of things that when you're doing one of the biggest competitions of the year, that most people be like, yeah, I don't need that distraction. I have too much
Right.
else going on. But he's doing it and he's making it all work. And that's really, really impressive.
Yeah. So we talked to him. We usually always go back at the Pro Strongman and watch them set up a little bit.
Check out the stage, see what's going on. Oh, we ran into a longtime friend of the podcast, Brad Gillingham.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got to talk to Brad for a little bit even, too.
The first time we've actually crossed paths with him
since we were like in
probably
Marshall.
2016-ish.
Yeah, since we're at Jekyll's gym.
Yeah. So that was really cool. And yeah, we had a quick little conversation because they were headed to the Strongman Rules meeting.
Yeah.
But let's see if we can make something happen there.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe there'll be a
future.
little Jekyll's Gym Gillingham content after all of these years.
It's
a longtime friend of the podcast, Brad Gillingham.
And also, when we saw him, it was because the strongmen were leaving for the strongmen meeting. And the parade of athletes there is something to behold. Between the athletes and handlers and coaches,
Yeah.
it is a spectacle.
Most people haven't experienced this because they're not around on Thursday, but Thursday is really funny.
We know.
Yeah, there is this parade of the strongman that goes all over the expo and the hotel rooms where I don't know why they have like 7 meetings in 7 different places. So if you just hang around, you'll get to see all the guys. You can talk to them, and they all just they're not in a line, but they're all like one after another. Here comes one, here's 30 seconds later, and they're all just going, and it's not even just the competitors, but it's also Magnus for Magnuson. Steve Slater's always there, the guy that makes the equipment, and Carl and
the Gillinghams.
Gillinghams. All the judges are there.
Usually Mark Henry's somewhere in the
Yeah,
lineup.
Mark Henry is
in
one-
years
yeah.
past, Bill Kazmaier's there.
Yeah. So that is cool, and we happen to be in the same place as them multiple times, and then.
And at this point, it's also fun because a lot of them know who we are, so they give us a little point.
Right. We can wave to
might
Mitch
say
and
something.
talk to Trey for a second, and then Thor comes by, and there's kids getting him to sign their hats,
having their
and stuff
markers ready to go.
and then they're flipping out afterwards. It's pretty cool. Thursday night, did we do anything at all?
We walked around trying to find some action, but there wasn't a ton going on, surprisingly.
What did we eat Thursday night?
Did we just have pizza that night?
We went to that pizza place across from the statue, kind of.
Yep, just had some pizza, popped into a couple bars, hoping to run into people, but ran into John Hack randomly.
Oh, yeah,
which
we
was
did get to talk
actually
to
the
John
only
for-
time we saw him all weekend. We thought we were hoping we'd see him again, but that was it. And ran into some crew members, too, in the hotel.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. And
But
that's
nothing too crazy. Yeah, I think we were back to the hotel by 10 o'clock or so,
Right.
weren't we?
And then back to the convention for Friday morning for the start of it. I would also say the presentation of our booth, there's some concern of what it looks like as a single versus a double.
Mm-hmm.
And now after the fact, I'm cut to the chase, like I don't see a reason why we would need a double after seeing what the single looks like.
It'd be a hard sell to do a double ever again. Just, with a lot of things, it's your top 20%, or, the top 20% of shirts do 80% of the sales. And, that might not be the exact ratio, but there's a certain number that do the heavy lifting, and that number really drops off by the time you get to shirt number 8, 9, 10, 11, and so on. And
right.
So it does make life significantly easier not having to bring inventory for 20 plus shirts and instead do, what do we have, 10 or 11?
Yeah, 11 shirts, yeah.
That's more than likely the way it will go. And let's be real, if you can't find at least something you like out of 11 shirts, then you just don't like Massenomics.
Right. We got open for business on Friday morning. Friday went well. It's classically similar as every year's, where probably some of the coolest part is just meeting all the crew that comes. And I think this year was a record for crew.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely. And so this is all right. Well, this is what stuck out to me is. So we got the most feedback we've ever gotten from people on, I love the podcast, I love the YouTube, I love the gym tours, all these different, some people say all those things, some people say one of those things, but probably the most feedback we've ever gotten around content, that's not just, I love your Instagram, your Instagram's funny. Right. So that's cool that it really does feel like that has like turned a corner, as it's connecting with more people than ever.
Yeah.
But what has become very apparent to me is between the crew being 500 plus strong.
Yeah.
How many certified training facilities do we have?
225.
So 200 and some certified training facilities. There's podcast listeners. There's Arnold people we see every year that are just Arnold people. There's Instagram people. There's Discord people. It's just gotten so hard to keep track of who everyone is. Like before, it was like, well, yeah, it's such a tiny little group.
Yeah.
Of course I know everyone. Or if I don't, you say one or two things and I remember, and now I'm like,
or it's like, I recognize you, but what do I know you as?
Yeah.
Which one of these buckets do you fall in?
It's finally hitting that tipping point of, there's a lot to keep track of here. And there's a lot of ways that you can have your in with Massenomics, and sometimes it's hard to pin them all down.
Yeah. There was also a lot of new crew this year there that I had never met before.
Yes.
So that is very cool, of course, too. Also, as far as people making comments, a comment we got a lot that obviously we would never got before, specifically what they like is like, I really love all the home gym stuff.
Yes.
I love all the gym tours and the gym equipment stuff that's going on now.
And people saw, they're like, I like the way, several comments too about, I follow, the big equipment reviewers, and like their videos are good, but we like that it feels like you guys are doing something different. You're coming at it from a little different approach. You're doing your videos a little differently. You're grading them or talking about your equipment on different things than what some of the other guys are.
Right.
And so like it's cool to see people have different perspectives on the equipment that's out there.
Yeah, for sure. What about supporting our supporting members? Because we could talk about a lot of the competing that was going on.
Mm-hmm.
So supporting our supporting members is a relatively new segment. Even as we travel on the road here, it still continues to be relatively new for episode 466. It's a little segment where we give back to those that give to us through our supporting membership. And it is, you can come see us at the Arnold. You can buy some merch from us. You can buy online. You can become a certified training facility. You can do a lot of things. But probably still the number one, certainly still the number one way you can support us is by becoming a supporting member. So please check out Massenomics.com/join. That's where you can find out the rest of the information. There's a whole list of perks that come along with it. And one of those things is we might talk about you on this weekly segment. I'm going off the cuff this week because, we've been traveling and I really barely look at my, I look at my phone at the end of the night.
The sign right there says focus on driving.
Right.
Tanner focuses on driving.
Focus on driving. So I missed some stuff, but we'll try to catch everything that I remember. So first of all, people not competing at the Arnold, Big Jake the Snake ran a powerlifting event in Brookings, South Dakota. Big Nate competed.
Did some coaching too.
He did some coaching. He also had an outfit for the squat. He wore a squat shirt and squat shorts. For the bench, he wore his bench shirts, and I think maybe if he has bench shorts. And for the deadlift,
he had the deadlifter kit on.
And deadlift shorts, so pretty sweet there.
Dressed to impress.
Got to get some pictures of that to share, actually. And then was Big Garrett there helping
Big
also?
Garrett was there too, yep.
Was there any other crew there?
I couldn't
We're
tell
not
from
sure,
the little
yeah.
bit we've got to look here. Those were the ones that I did see immediately, though.
Okay, and then maybe there was some other stuff going on, not at the Arnold, and I just missed it, but at the Arnold there was a lot. So, Big Tyler Thompson in the Pro-Am Strongman podiumed, finishing 3rd place, and earned his pro card.
That's awesome.
Actually. So that's a big deal. For anyone that doesn't know, that is a big deal.
And they were putting in some late nights over there, too.
Yes, they were running very late. I think one event of theirs even had to get canceled because they were running so far behind. Big Katie also competed in the Pro-Am Strongman, and she did well. I think she did well for how she was hoping to do. I know she did really well on the deadlift event. I think she got 6 reps at her weight. I don't remember the other events. We really didn't get to watch hardly any of it.
No.
Other than Tyler was on a stage one time close to us, and we could see him do the axle clean and press away. Like, I think he got 325 for 8 reps. Andrew Montoya competed in Olympic weightlifting.
Yes, that's right. Yep.
I don't remember his numbers, but he clean and jerked over 400 pounds. I don't remember what the number is that he's going for. Big Matt Sundling competed in the XPC powerlifting meet inside the convention center. Big Dave and Big Katie were running the powerlifting meet,
The WPPL.
just down the road, which saw some pictures from it was like in a nightclub,
Yeah, it looked really cool.
and everyone we talked to said there was a full crowd inside there, that the presentation was really cool. Big Mini Action Jesus ran the live stream for it. Big Eddie competed in full power. I know he had a bench PR and hit some good numbers. Big Matt competed in bench only. He hit a 0.9 pound PR.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it was a PR. Any other competitors in it? Oh, Big Bryce competed in the foosball tournament.
And he did, he went in the animal cage and deadlifted 315 for 41 reps.
Yeah, 41
I think.
reps inside the animal cage. 315.
Also scored
No
some pretty
straps.
sweet marketplace finds, it looks like,
He was marketplace finding his whole way there and back.
across the country.
Him and his dad.
Minnesota Department Lifter of Safety was represented on the USAPL
And at Dave's.
stage
people.
and at Dave's.
Yeah.
Of course, Basement Brandon competed as well.
Yes. He went 9 for
9
9.
for 9.
Big Nas competed in the USAPL meet in the open class. Don't remember his numbers.
We're definitely forgetting some people.
Yeah. There was a lot of crew competing this weekend.
There
though,
was. Now that you
so-
say it back, I forget how many people are all.
in a lot of different events.
Yeah. Do we have anyone doing the strongest firefighter? I know we talked to some guys. I can't remember
Don't
if there's anyone in the
think
crew
so.
that was.
Big Lucas was coaching some lifters in World's Strongest Fighter, I believe. Yeah. So I think that we definitely missed some stuff, but that's all we can remember right now. So thank you. Shout out to all of the supporting members. If you met us this weekend, you're listening to this, you kind of like it, you're not a supporting member yet, please consider joining. It's how you get in on our Discord. Discord's really valuable for a weekend like this because everyone's talking about where they're going.
Yeah, that's
and
how
what they're
people
doing.
meet up and plan. Got to give a shout out to Big Paul for
Yeah.
also arranging the dinner at the Eagle. We'll get to that in a minute. But
We had the Edmund Fitzgerald party at the Eagle.
That was one of the highlights of the trip.
Yeah. So also, this week's episode is brought to you by our friends at Build Fast Formula right out of Watertown, South Dakota. On the trip, stopped and met up with Big Nathan. We brought some stuff from Build Fast for Dave's meet, some t-shirts, Build Fast t-shirts for spotters and loaders. Also picked up some supplements and samples and stuff they sponsor Trey Mitchell and some of the other strongmen, so we're bringing some stuff from them. So we're moving supplements across state lines for Build Fast Formula. If you want something from Build Fast, you don't have to have me drive it to you in the Suburban. You can actually
the power of the interwebs.
Yeah, you can actually go to Build Fast Formula's website, purchase it online there. Their 80/20 protein powder, any of the pre-workouts, caffeinated, non-caffeinated. Best part there about me not hand delivering it is you can use discount code Massenomics online, and it saves you 10% every time you order from Build Fast. Thank you, Build Fast Formula. So what did we get? Friday lunch, we picked up the burrito bowl thing, not remarkable, just something to get us by. in the booth.
Yeah, I
And
actually think Eddie got us.
Eddie got us that.
the
Shout out
barbecue
Eddie.
burritos. Yeah.
And then Friday night, where did we eat? We ate with Barefoot.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yes, yeah. We went across the street, got some burgers with the Barefoot people. Got to just catch up on all things business, the Dakotas, Fargo, Sioux Falls, Aberdeen,
Yep.
and this is kind of our one time of the year where we really get to just talk to those guys because
Yeah.
when we have our meet, we're pretty busy. So yeah, always good to catch up with them.
That pretty much covers Friday though for
I
the
think
show,
it
right?
does, yeah. Because after that, I think we might have got a beer and then went back to the hotel again. Like that was getting a little later. It was maybe 11:30 or 11,
Yeah.
something like that.
Saturday's the biggest day of the Arnold for us in terms of sales for a number of people at the Arnold. Overall, the Arnold was. I mean, do you think there's more people at the Arnold this year than last year?
It sure felt like it.
Yeah.
It like so we changed spots.
Right.
And the foot traffic at our spot was insane compared to our old place. So we don't have a true apples to apples comparison, but
Right.
it did just feel really busy everywhere you went.
I think we're in agreement that our new spot was better too.
Oh,
We
yeah.
liked it. We
Yeah.
liked where we're at better now. So that look for us to be in a similar location. Probably we don't have a reason to change at this point. I don't think.
No.
I would also say the Young LA booth was absolutely
A sight
ridiculous.
to behold.
Very many. I talked to many people that have booths there that kind of understand the Arnold, and popular opinion was that they had to have dropped $500,000 on everything that they had going on at the
Well,
Arnold.
And then you hear people throwing out like, "Oh, that was well over $1 million they spent on the booth." But then it's,
Possibly.
that might be just the booth. By the time you add in employees and all
Yeah.
the influencers and the talent they have,
Yeah.
it's not. And like this thing, I don't even know how to describe it to people. It's bigger than most stores you walk into.
Yeah.
I don't know. Was it like a 70 by 70 or something?
It's even hard to say. It's so big, and there's so
Right.
many people there.
And
at it.
yeah, there was balconies and second levels.
Ferraris.
There was a
or-
Lambo parked up front.
Lambo,
They had
yeah.
a sand pit for doing
rope
climbs. Arsenal had a whole gym in the middle of the booth,
Yeah.
and they had 6 different platforms for all of the talent to be at, for people to meet.
Yeah.
It was, it's not my vibe. I'm not a young LA guy, but you cannot deny the fact that they had a ton of interest and a ton of people over there waiting in line all day, every day for, I think, a free T-shirt. And then also, to meet people too. But
Meet the Trend Twins.
meet
John
the Trent
Jones.
Twins, John Jones, lean beef patty.
Yeah.
That was the spectacle of the Arnold, I think, as far as the Expo goes.
Yeah, for sure. Our Saturday though at the Arnold was another good day. Meeting more crew, selling more teas, and I don't know anything else about the. Saturday night was the really fun part where we got to go eat with everyone.
Yeah. So before we get to like Sunday, where we start wrapping things up, just meeting crew from all over, or not even crew, just meeting Massenomics supporters from all over, and also the number of people that we just recognize from being at the Arnold every year. They're not necessarily like in the crew or in the Discord or
Yeah.
even follow things that close, but every year they look for us at the Arnold, and you just start to recognize those faces from doing it long enough. So it's cool to see that. And man, does it feel like every other person at the Arnold that comes to our booth is from Jersey?
Yes, I think Jersey was very well represented this year.
There was this whole stretch of the time where it was Jersey, and then if they weren't from Jersey, they were from New York. And
Yeah.
it was a lot of people from that East Coast that get out for the Arnold, which is cool to see.
Also, a couple shout outs. We're not going to get to everyone and everything, of course, but some of the interesting people we saw and met and stuff like that is so Big Clayton is possibly our youngest ever actual fan. He came with him and his dad, traveled to the Arnold.
From Kentucky, I think.
From Kentucky, and he said we are, kind of one of the main reasons that they came to the Arnold. Came
We,
to
as
the
in
booth.
Massenomics,
Yeah.
are one of the main
Yes.
reasons.
And Big Clayton's 10 years old. He came and he had his cutoff shirt, got a picture with us behind the booth. He had made like a cool YouTube reel, kind of documenting the trip and everything.
I
And,
said we're his favorite YouTube channel.
yeah, so that was really cool. And also just the it shows the mix of people that follow Massenomics, because the next guy that walked up was not.
Well, just for
Yeah.
example, you have 10 years old to scans. It's the full gamut.
Literally almost the entire age range of people that live on Earth.
Of living creatures.
We got to meet Big Brian Koppelman, listener of the Massenomics podcast.
Yeah.
That was a cool experience. We chatted with him briefly before he had to run and
do show business things.
Yeah. So, what are some of Brian's his not discography is the right terminology, but some of his
in his IMDb
data.
So, Ocean's 13, Rounders, Billions.
I mean, the list is very, very long.
It's extensive. Yeah, there's a lot of screen. There's a lot of writing and producing and just show business work to his name.
Yeah, so that was cool too, and just the variety of people. It just is interesting to meet such a variety of people too that are into Massenomics. It's like the conversation we had with Jim McD about someone where we say, oh, he's like, watch out for this guy, he listens to Massenomics, and we say, why does he listen to Massenomics? And Jim McD says, why does anyone listen to Massenomics? And it's like, good point.
True words. Your Zen answers over there.
Yes, great point. Saturday night was really the organized crew outing, the Edmund Fitzgerald party at the Eagle, and that was the best food of the trip.
See, it's crazy because we ate there with Grant last year, but I don't know how I didn't eat much when we were there.
Me either.
And maybe I got the wrong things, but it didn't really stand out to me. And this time, the very first bite of food I took, I was like, oh my God, this is absolutely incredible. This food is amazing.
It was pretty reasonably priced, actually, too.
Yeah, it's like chicken is their thing, and everyone, I didn't talk to anyone that wasn't just like having rave reviews about the place.
Yeah, the chicken, I got a half chicken, and it was like a 10 out of 10, honestly. Like, I couldn't really imagine it being better.
I got the chicken BLT, but I sat next to Bryce and his dad got a whole chicken and a whole list of sides, so I got to try a bunch of stuff, so it worked out really good for me.
Yeah. Sunday?
Well, do we want to...
Oh, yeah, we got to talk about Saturday evening.
Well, we got done at the Eagle,
yeah,
so we're
like... Right.
What, is that High Street? Is that what that is? I can't even remember. Whatever that street is that runs by the convention center, where all the bars are. Every single location is another bar. Like, you just go next door, it's another bar. So we're like, all right, we're having a great time at the Eagle. Let's keep this party going. There was 20-some of us. Let's keep this going. Let's go to the next bar. And 2 doors down is, what was it, the Pint House, I think. So we all leave. And first we debated, should we just, because we were upstairs, should we just go downstairs and sit at the bar here?
Right.
It's like, no, we'll go see the town.
Right.
And we go 2 doors down to the Pint House. We get in, and there's a group of 20 of us. I'm not sure the bar could fit 3 more people in it. And somehow they were like, yeah, this group of 20. And it was very obvious. There's no way we are getting a drink.
We stood there for a while, and I'm like...
But not long enough for everyone to even get in the bar.
No. And we're like, back out, back.
Yeah, so we got out of there. And then
we're next one down the road.
We'll go a couple more down. I think that was where Big Robo was staying.
Yeah,
which was connected to his hotel, and it had this vintagey 1950s, 60s hole in the wall bar. And bartender made it pretty obvious she did not want to wait on us there because
we stood there for 10 minutes.
Yeah,
and not one of us got anything.
Nope. So it's like, all right, we can read the room here. We'll keep going, and then we see another pub, and you look in the window, it's like, yeah, that's a little too fancy. Then you go to the next one, yep, that's too full. And at a certain point, we've gone through way too many places, so it's back to the Eagle we go. Here we go. So we're going back to the Eagle. We're right next door to the Eagle. It's like, oh, here's another bar here. It seems a little lively. There's some lights on, and you start walking up. You get in, and immediately like,
Yeah.
I think we picked the wrong place.
Yeah.
And we were at a gay bar.
Yeah.
Not saying there's anything wrong with the gay bar.
That there's anything wrong with that.
But that probably wasn't the place where we needed to like take over the bar because there was 20 of us there.
I'm guessing they weren't excited about our group.
No. And then they said you can't have backpacks in there, which made that an easy answer because we had to have our backpacks on. It had our Arnold stuff. So then we, after about 30 to 40 minutes of rounding the streets, we were right back at the Eagle where we started. And the bar had openings. It was at a volume where you could talk, you could get service, and home was right where you were the whole time.
Like the whole time we were just looking for a place you could grab a beer, we could all fit in easily.
And chill.
And the original place was, we walked in and we're like, oh, this is perfect.
You don't know what you got, till it's gone.
Yeah.
And we came back for it.
That was fun. We had a couple brewskis, and that was the night, right?
Yeah, I got some good hangout time in, and that was our latest night of the whole trip, I think. being a somewhat later one. And then, Sunday, final day.
Oh, there was also the guy that came up to you and kept finding Tommy all across Columbus, Ohio.
I'm quite certain he was a homeless man. Sure seemed like it. And when we made it to the vintage bar, he had a full ski mask on and everything. It was cold out, and he was talking, and all I could see was the ski mask moving. I couldn't understand a word. He really wanted to shake my hand, how he singled me out of the group of 20, I'm not totally sure. And then before he left, he had to shake my hand again. I'm like, okay, well, that's done, I guess. And then while we are going down the streets, we've got another couple blocks. We're on the other side of the street. Somehow this guy is behind me, like he came out of nowhere. And what was he saying, Tanner? I, again, couldn't understand anything he was saying.
Where he said, like, if I was you, I would have wool in my hair.
Something about my hair being wool. And my hair was down. It was a cold day. Maybe it just reminded him of a warm wool winter jacket. And that's probably what he needed at that time.
And O'Doyle, Brandon was...
Brandon really liked that one.
Yeah, and it was very, very funny.
Wool in my hair.
Wool in your hair. That's a wrap on Saturday.
I think so.
Sunday, very slow day, relatively speaking, at the Arnold. We got to meet more crew that only come for Sunday, so that's a plus. But sales are not great on Sunday at the
No,
at
it
the
seems
Arnold.
like every year Sunday gets slower and slower, too.
Right. Really, they could make it 2 days, and I would prefer it.
They could. Or they could just shorten up the day on Sunday, too.
Like just make it go till noon, and that's it.
And, man, the scavengers were out like I've never seen before.
Wow.
It was...
The booth scavengers is what he's referring to when we're selling stuff.
For the most part, it's people that are between the ages of 15 and 21.
Yes.
And there's this new thing. It was never a thing before. I've seen people do this on shoe channels.
Yeah.
Where they have it like these meetups. On the shoe channels, though, it's, hey, the guy wants $200 for this pair of shoes. The guy's trying to talk him down to $180, and he's like, hey, rock, paper, scissors for $190.
Yeah.
And they do it. Okay, so they both kind of have some skin in the game. Yeah, if they don't get it, then they pay full price. Well, people start coming over to you, and this was even earlier in the week.
Yeah.
Rock, paper, scissors, and if I beat you, I get that hat. It's like, that's only a win for you, man. You have no skin in the game. Like, you're telling me you play the game, you win, you get something, you lose, nothing happens to you?
Right.
That's not how the game works.
So I said, my response to that was, all right, rock, paper, scissors. If you win, you get it for free. If you lose, you're paying double. You're paying $60 for the hat.
You could tell the kid was like,
I've
never thought about it this way before.
Brain just short-circuited, and then he was like kind of stammering, and it's like, you took me out of my little thing I was going to get you on here.
Yeah.
And he ultimately wouldn't do it, so I was like, okay, I'll rock, paper, scissors you for one sticker. And then he lost, and it's like,
didn't know what to do. Yeah, just stood there, looked confused for a minute.
Get out of here.
That one, couple people doing the same thing. It's like high school kids. I started with a pen, and I've traded up to this beanie. Do you have anything else you can give me? No, we don't have anything we can give you.
And then the end on Sunday when it's closing, everyone coming up and just
the vultures.
Everything on the table they think is free.
Is this the number question? Is this table free? Like, these 12 hats, these T-shirts. It's just take it, man. It's like no.
We came to give away to you people that work here that are like
that hat is free if you give me $30.
Yes,
is that one? And it got to the point where I'm telling one guy to leave, and while that guy's leaving, the other guy's right behind him. What here is free? So I'm starting taking stuff off the table because Tanner's getting the car, or the cart. So I'm taking stuff off the table to put it away. And while I'm under the table putting stuff down, look up. There's already 2 more kids holding items. Can we take these? It's like, no, guys, get out of here. Scram, shoo.
You're like packing things up.
It was.
They were trying to get away from them.
And then if that wasn't enough, they're coming over. Do you guys have boxes? We need boxes because they have so many energy drinks and just crap. And don't have that either. But they had to get them out of there.
We did tear down in record time, though. I think, right?
It was so easy. Well, just the sales had just totally stopped by early afternoon. So it was the Expo officially shut down. We got everything out of there in 2 cartloads. Yeah. And the Expo officially shuts down at 4. Was that the time? Or was it 3?
Yes, 4.
4.
We were on the
we
road
were
at 4:30.
in the car leaving the parking lot at 4:20.
Yeah.
Like, that has never in a million years happened. We were multiple hours ahead of our best time ever at that point. So that felt like we had really... That was kind of the accomplishment for the day. Is that we had got out of there,
like, oh, thank God.
skipped the line, because the line was looking brutal, too. We had parked in a parking lot so we could avoid that whole thing. And it made the loadout pretty seamless.
Then we made it, because we got out of there early last night, we made it all the way into Iowa, to Iowa City. And then now we're on the trip, the final leg, and we're like ahead of schedule because of, just the chain of events.
Yeah, so right now it's 11 a.m. and we're getting pretty dang close to Sioux Falls, actually.
Yeah. Other just notes on the Arnold. I mean, Stickergate. There was Stickergate.
Oh, yes, we should. Yeah, actually, we did gloss over that.
So Stickergate, we had our Arnold 2025 bathroom stickers, probably the largest order of stickers we've ever placed in the history of Massenomics.
I've been paying attention. People do think of us as the official bathroom stewards of the Arnold.
Yes, which we basically have.
The log keepers of what's going on.
By de facto, have that role over the years. And also, for anyone that doesn't know, the Arnold bathrooms really have actually been really bad over the years.
We weren't just making those jokes to make fun of them. If you're not paying attention, we do a lot of memes leading into the Arnold every year because the bathrooms are, like, it's not an exaggeration. You would walk in, there would be a half an inch to an inch of standing water. Like, you could see an actual toilet just running water overflowing out of it.
Yeah.
There's different colors of liquid on the floor, toilet paper, garbage everywhere, lines of people trying to get in, but urinals are broken, stalls are broken, and it really does look like a war zone.
Right.
And that is where that whole joke originated, because I just never seen anything like that in my life. You go to a concert, a sporting event, a music festival, you never expect the bathrooms to be perfect. These things are getting slammed, but I just never seen anything of that carnage. Just it was like lawless nihilism in there. Like the rules of the world have been left behind.
Yes.
We're in a post-apocalyptic world now, where no one understands bathroom etiquette, and that is what the Arnold was like for years and years and years. Yeah. And where we started making content about this was it 2 years ago? Just making the memes of just how ridiculous it was.
Sitting around in one of our hotel rooms on the way, and it's just like laughing about
and it was so funny because it was so true, and it resonated with people. It got so much good engagement because everyone related to it. Like, yes, we've been there, we've done that. Right. You're absolutely right. As much as you're exaggerating, at the same time, you're not really.
Well, that's why the memes are popular, because so many people experienced it themselves. That there's the most popular memes, always there's some truth in it, because that's what makes it relatable to so many people. Last year we had an Arnold bathroom sticker. Everyone loved it, so we came out with a new one this year that I think was even better, even cooler, where it says every step is an adventure.
Yeah, Arnold Bathroom Survivor 2025. Yeah, it's a toilet spewing water
toilet,
out. And every step is an adventure was the tagline on it. And that was the plan was to give some of those away for free with every order. Right. Every person that came by the booth, even if you didn't order anything, if you came by the booth and said, "Are you the guys with the sticker?" Yes, we are the guys with the sticker.
Because people do come by and say that.
They're looking for it.
Yeah, because they get the Arnold bathroom thing. So we had a whole bunch of them prepared this year. Like I said, we ordered more of those stickers than probably any other sticker we have ever ordered before. And we're making the memes again, and I'm tagging, as I often do on these, I tag Arnold Sports Festival in the memes, because I'm always, just because.
It's just funnier that way.
It's just fun. Yeah, it's just funnier that way. And so I believe that they're a little bit aware of it, even some of them are, this goes to the top, I would say, outside of Arnold himself, the top, they have top men on it. Top men.
Yeah, they are aware that these memes exist.
Yes, and then we also posted, eventually I post an image of the new sticker. I would also say the sticker, doesn't have Arnold's likeness on it or anything like that.
It just says the word Arnold.
Right. And we post the sticker. Everything's fine. I wake up Thursday morning to a DM from some top brass at the Arnold team, and says, "Hey, just so you know, I really think that sticker's funny, but we're going to fine you." Well, it says the fee to remove a sticker costs between $25 to $75 for each sticker removed, and we're going to fine you that for each one of those that we find on the premises.
And we know if you're handing those stickers out, they're going to be everywhere. That was their thing. And we handed the stickers out last year. They weren't everywhere. People wanted them.
They weren't really anywhere.
Yeah, people want to put them on their water bottle. They want to keep them. They're not trying to vandalize the expo.
There weren't stickers around like that. They're the only ones I ever saw that were like that were me when I put one on a garbage can on High Street and like on a table on one of the bars we were at last year. I was the only person doing that.
Nothing at the expo.
Yeah. So I didn't respond to that because I'm like, I'm not dealing with this right now. And also I'm like, my thought is at that point, I'm like, almost you're saying it's okay to do it. You're just going to fine us if people put them up. I'm like, I don't really think people are going to put them up. And at the end of the day, if you find like 3 of these in the convention center,
we don't care.
And you want to find us $150,
whatever.
Like if you want to go through with that, that's fine. Cause that's about how many they made. If they really were monitoring it and tracking and have every cleaning staff, like you tell me if you see this sticker that maybe they would have found a couple of them around like that. So fine, whatever. Then we're out like about the time we're getting lunch with Basement Brandon on Thursday. I get an email from one of the other guys at the Arnold that we've worked with before, and he says, yeah, my boss wants me to meet up with you to talk about the sticker thing. Can you let me know when you're going to be at your booth? So after we get done with lunch, we go back to the booth, have him meet us there. And this guy is a good guy.
Yeah, he was nice.
He's a nice
Just
guy.
doing his job.
Yeah, that's literally just doing his job. He's like, just to let you know, I know my boss told you it's going to be $25 to $75 if they find any of those. Well, now he's saying it's actually going to be 3 times that. We're going to have to charge you $200 to remove every sticker. And I don't know the wording of it, but then it even
was like, and you know what? That actually might not even matter.
Yeah, he's
because
like,
we're going to just lose our mind if we see these.
He
that
says,
you don't.
We're
going to
go nuclear if we find one of them.
Yeah.
Like, so they're really what they're doing. They're using the fine as a threat.
Yep. And it
essentially,
didn't seem like it was
and
like,
we weren't
phasing us
like
too much.
we weren't going along with that. So then he's just like, no, just don't. Like at the end of the day, it was don't do it or else. Like I don't even know what the or else was. Like, or else they were going to kick us out, I guess. The assumed or else is...
It was very strongly worded, or else.
Or else they're going to say, get your shit and get out of here. Because I don't know what else they could do, really, at that point. So that is the assumed or else, is that we're going to get kicked out of there. We made this, giant expensive trip, and they're going to say, here's your money back, go away.
And ultimately, we were there to sell T-shirts. The stickers were a marketing, funny joke.
It's
meme,
fun.
Came to life.
Yeah.
And so it's like, all right, I guess the stickers can go out in orders. We'll be done with this. It won't be a thing.
Yeah.
They'll go out in orders, after the Arnold, through online orders, things like that. They'll still be in existence. So we made the call to not put the stickers out, but I think there was some positive that came of this whole thing.
So we're going to send the stickers out, though, if you order something from us, because they're not saying don't let those stickers exist. Their problem was having them on the premises.
Yeah.
So now everyone's gone from the Arnold. So if you order something, here's the deal. Anyone next thing you order from Massenomics, if you do it soon, you're going to get, we'll put 3 Arnold bathroom stickers in every order, so you have a collection of them. But so the positive
is, and it started relatively early.
Yeah.
It's like, these bathrooms seem pretty clean. There still is always the urinal or the stall that is somehow broken before the Arnold, which is okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But they did seem pretty clean.
And they're a little clean at the beginning always anyway.
Yeah.
Like the earlier you're on, the better.
Yeah, they usually are, but it's like they quickly fall into a state of disrepair. And, they were pretty clean from the start, but also Friday isn't the craziest day. But as Friday went on, it seemed like they were being well tended to. There was a lot going on. There was always people in there cleaning and working on them. And by the end of the day, Friday was like, the bathrooms kind of look the same as what they did this morning. Like they're clean. There's not trash everywhere. There's no running water. It's not a disaster. There's actually soap. And that was the other one that was the joke.
Yeah.
It was like during COVID times, it's like safety and hygiene is the most important thing. But by the way, we don't have any soap available in any of the dispensers. Like,
yes.
Like you guys, you need to stay safe, but we will not be providing the
no soap allowed.
Yeah, we will not be providing soap in this war zone here. So then the test was Saturday. And to their credit, they held up great. Like, at all times, there was 2 people in there. There was basically a guy that was on permanent floor duty and a guy that was on permanent trash.
Like, he's just standing
sink
by
duty.
the door waiting to do something.
And if anything, the floors were wet because of cleaning. So they were wet with cleaning supplies.
Yeah.
They actually smelled clean.
Yeah.
And we started, as the day went on Saturday, a lot of people were like, I don't know, man. The bathrooms are pretty clean. What's going on here? Like, we kept getting more and more and more of that. Well, Sunday... By the time Sunday rolls around and things are still going good, we started get people coming to our booth and they go, I think we got to give you guys credit. I think you might have bullied them into actually making the bathrooms clean. We've never, in all of our years of coming here, have ever seen anything like this. This is the first time you could go into the bathroom on the last day and it was just a public bathroom.
Yeah. And I believe, here's the thing, the people that were on our case about the stickers are absolutely the people that would have the power to
it is
dictate
the people in charge.
Yes, the people in charge of the entire thing. I believe because of this, this may be wrong, and this is, you could look at this as us giving us too much credit, but what I say, the last 10 years, they've sucked, and even if there's people around, they're not actually working. They're always just standing there, not doing shit about a disgusting bathroom. This year, they were there and working hard every time I saw them.
They were, absolutely.
There is no doubt in my mind that they were all directed very specifically this year that there was going to be a difference. It absolutely was a giant change.
There was a directive somewhere. Like, it wasn't just, accidentally everyone got their act together this year. We don't know how that happened. There's no way that's how that goes.
There was a very definitive change, and I believe it came from the top, because otherwise a change doesn't occur that drastic.
And we like to think that we maybe played a part in it, but we weren't going to put it out there. But then everyone started coming up to us yesterday like, I think you guys may have caused some change here. You were the inspiration.
Yes.
You memed this into existence.
I actually do believe that to be true. And so that is for the greater good. So just another case of memes saving the day.
Yeah. Be the change you want to see in the world, right?
Yeah. So we didn't get to pass our stickers out, but the Arnold bathrooms were a tenfold better experience for 500,000 people. I consider that a pretty big win.
It is, absolutely. And so that means, we're not ones to make memes that are not rooted in any truth at all. So that means, as of right now, I think the Arnold bathroom memes have to get tucked away into the vault for the year.
Yes.
They're on alert, though.
Yes.
They're on watch.
We're ready.
If we catch any slipping, they will be called out. But we can't knock them when there's no truth in the state of these bathrooms. So.
I don't know if we're the heroes the Arnold bathrooms needed right now, but we're certainly the heroes that they deserved. Or strike that, reverse it. But yes. So until future notice, maybe we'll do memes about how clean the Arnold bathrooms are,
like being mad about how they're not, like when you go to the Arnold and the bathrooms are actually clean.
Yes. My favorite one that we made from this year, though, was Mike O'Hearn.
That one was him and his just a destroyed bathroom, and him in his white shirt smiling in front of the mirror.
Me after I just crapped in the garbage can and
didn't wash my hands.
So we'll be ready for you, Arnold bathrooms, if you guys are listening.
Just like good job. We will give credit where credit is due. Good job, guys.
Yes,
you did it.
You guys actually did it.
You did the impossible.
Successful weekend for us.
Yeah, we did kind of skip over one part of supporting sporting members would be all the people that helped out at the booth too.
True. That's actually one of the most important parts, and it's tough to name everyone that helped, but just thinking of some Eddie, Minnie, Rachel, Anthony, Keith, Hogan, Robo,
Kevin.
Kevin's always helps a lot. Big Andrew, Kevin's new buddy. Tom. I know I'm just gonna forget. Brandon. There's a bunch of people that were back there helping, I guess. So.
That car says honk if you're horny, Tanner. Oh yeah.
I honk.
Been a long time since I've seen one of those.
Classic.
Of course, it's on a Buick too.
Nice. Nah, that wasn't a classic Buick. That was a pretty new Buick. But. Anything else? What's the final run? Oh, sales were good for us.
Yeah, so we did.
The single booth, single corner booth was good. We sold a little bit more than last year. I mean, just a marginally little bit more. And this was with
significantly less expenses.
Several thousand less dollars of inputs.
Like many thousand less dollars.
Yeah, so that was all a win for us.
And also just the overall ease of the weekend was greatly...
It is still, even with those improvements, it is still a thing. There still is a lot of expenses that go into it, and more importantly, there's a ton of time and work that goes into it for both of us. So it's not like at this time it's a smash home run, like, oh my God, we're not getting rich off of this or anything like that by any means. But it is good enough that I think this was a very important year for us to see how we can do with one booth and if it's financially worth it at all. And this did prove, okay, there's still value there. And we do get all the extra additional value, like the people we meet, the connections we make. Content is getting harder and harder at the Arnold.
It is.
It's getting harder for a number of reasons. For us, we're busy with the booth, so it's harder for us to do stuff. B, some of that content we used to do isn't the content that does as well as on our channel.
Right.
So I have to manipulate it. And C, we do more gym stuff, and unfortunately for us, there's less and less good gym equipment stuff at the Arnold.
There's almost no equipment vendors left at the Arnold. And the ones that are there, Panada. Incredible machines and everything. That's not really a home gym market.
Right.
You know, it's
not even a gym equipment market for anyone that, like, within reason, like, almost nobody's going to go to a gym that has that stuff.
No, it'd be a rarity to find that.
Yeah. Arsenal was there, but they're tucked in the...
Well, we wanted to meet up with Arsenal, but the idea of capturing any audio inside of the Young LA booth is laughable.
Yeah.
It would be like trying to conduct an interview inside of a music festival. Like, it's just not going to happen.
Rogue has a lot of good stuff there, but as is our path. Like, we didn't dig around it as much this year. We're going to maybe try to. We ultimately canned it, but they're not really the classic thing is they don't want to be on, none of them are allowed to be on camera anyways, so it doesn't really
ruin some of the fun of it. So,
right.
You're not interacting, engaging with anyone. So
the equipment part of it's hard. We do have one video that should already be out actually before this podcast episode.
Yeah.
And that is we were walking around with grip strength tester, and getting a bunch of people to test their grip strength. So it should be a fun video. It won't be a super long, not a wildly in depth, but definitely some crew got in there. Some big popular lifters got in there, and we got to test strongmen, power lifters, bodybuilders, a little bit of everything. So it should be it will at least bring a smile to your face.
Yeah, I'm curious to see, because some of those filming environments were challenging as far as your feet from a speaker, so it's very, very loud. So we'll see how some of the clips come out. Some of them might be video only, some might have audible audio. We will find out shortly here.
Right. It was fun doing it.
It was, yeah. Some big numbers.
Yeah, Ken Cooper took the cake on that one.
Yeah, 211.
Yeah.
That guy has got some... I guess when you can pull 900 plus, like, you just got a really strong grip, apparently.
The Rain Booth bodybuilder guy,
yeah,
he did eventually get a hot. He was
working it all weekend.
He came all weekend and kept trying. He eventually got up over 200 also. But that was fun to do with people, and it allowed us to actually visit a little bit with some people that we haven't talked to in a while too. What else on the Arnold? Anything?
We're for sure missing something, because
there's all kinds of stuff.
So much that goes on, but those are probably the highlights, I think.
Okay. In other news, this episode is, even on the road again, still brought to you by Juggernaut AI. Both Tommy and I's training has been non-existent for the last basically week now, because we've just been there's no way we could ever lift on this trip, not once. There's no time. There isn't a spare.
And it'd be a get loose, just kind of go through the motions and work out, which is not how I do it.
Right. So you'll
I'm
have
more
to
of a blood and guts kind of guy.
Amen, brother. So when will you get back on Juggernaut AI?
So I'm actually this week. I'm just finishing. I programmed myself some intro or some early hypertrophy sessions here, and I'm going to finish that out this week, and then I will officially restart Juggernaut next week.
All right. You also could get on Juggernaut next week. You go to juggernautai.app. That's where you sign up. Go to the web browser to sign up, because there you can use discount code Massenomics. Saves you 10% on the lifetime of your membership. We've got more people signing up and sticking with it all of the time. Mostly, there's a lot of stuff you can get on the weeds on it, but mostly because it just works. It's affordable. It's a great buy at that cost. So check it out, Juggernaut AI.
This episode is also brought to you by Texas Power Bars. If you have a home gym and you're looking for quality equipment, and I know you are, if you're listening to this podcast, you have taste in the finer things in life. And if you want one of the finest things in life, I would highly recommend a Texas Power Bar. If you go to TexasPowerBars.com, you can find our favorite bars for your home gym. We're talking Texas Power Bars, the original, the 29mm Texas Power Bar, the Texas Deadlift Bar, Texas Squat Bar. I mean, you can even get in the weeds and get things that maybe people aren't familiar with. The Texas Crossbar, the Texas Bench Bar. They're all on there. They're all high quality. They're all made in America, and they come in a variety of coatings, finish options on the sleeves, the shaft. There's something that'll fit in your gym. So head on over to TexasPowerBars.com and get yourself a new bar.
In future news, now that the Arnold is quite literally behind us as we drive, we did talk with a lot of people about their plans for the 2025 Lift Hard, Live Easy Classic. We'll be talking more about that in the months to come as we start to shift gears and prep for that being as kind of one of our primary focus events. You know, it is the biggest thing that we've got going on. Even sooner than that, in like 10 days from now, maybe a little over that, something like 10 days, less than 2 weeks, we leave for another big trip across the country. We're not going to spoil what it is yet. It's big. There's going to be a lot of content coming out of that one. A few people might know what we're up to, but we won't let the cat out of the bag quite yet. That'll be something we share more coming up. Possibly.
That cat is in the BEG.
In the bag. There may even probably be in between that trip that I'm talking about and the Lift Hard, Live Easy Classic. There's actually going to be 2 other trips in there too.
Another trip.
Yeah. So now between now and the Lift Hard, Live Easy Classic, we have 3 trips going on actually. So stay tuned as we start to talk about more of that stuff.
Big travel guys over here.
Yeah, that's I guess so. When are we going to get to be home?
I don't know.
Okay. Anything else on the Arnold wrap-up before we close down 466?
That's probably about it.
We're going to have inventory from the Arnold on the site soon. By the time you listen to this, actually.
It's for sure been out, yeah.
Yeah.
I think for sure.
We got stuff back in inventory for sure, and then also it's a matter of releasing the new items which we released at the Arnold, which are the new improved red deadlifter tee on the Comfort Colors blank. Sold a lot of that one there, so there's a few sizes that we almost have none of, but I kept a few at home, so there will be a few of each size. The red deadlifter tee on the Comfort Colors, that was a hit. We also brought back the Dark Side of the Moon tee, the plate with the prism, the most controversial tee of the Arnold, where so many people have no idea what that
I
is.
just thought everyone knew what Pink Floyd was, and at the very least, if you didn't know Dark Side of the Moon, you at least understood the basics of what a prism is and how light works. A lot of people that either think it's a pride thing or a gay thing or something totally else.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
The gamut of things they think it could be is just wide and vast.
I'll let you think whatever it is.
As long as you buy it.
Oh, yeah, you can think it's whatever it is.
So that's on the black Comfort Colors tee also. The third tee that we brought there is the new gym tee on the Comfort Colors brick colored too. It's like a really light
kind of
red
a faded
maroon.
burgundy.
Yeah. I'm faded burgundy. That was actually a big seller
It was.
too. So some of those sizes are going to be very short, but it will be for sale.
Arnold license plate is officially gone.
That is
Those did
gone.
not make it out of the Arnold.
You won't be able to get one of those. The lifting department shorts were new for the Arnold in black. We did sell quite a few of those, but we had a lot of... So I think most sizes will be available
I think so.
when that one goes for sale online. Anything else that was Arnold special?
I think that's it.
Okay. Then the Arnold bathroom sticker that you'll get with your order.
Yeah.
So check out everything on the site. Drink spotters are getting pretty low, but hopefully we'll have more of those. If you want a drink spotter, now would be the time to buy one of those. Also, leave us a comment on this YouTube video. Do you like coming along from on the trip with us this road? Should we do more road shows? Should we turn this into the Massenomics Road Show where we record during our travel?
Car every time.
Or do you hate this one? Is it the worst episode you've ever listened to?
Does it make you want to quit listening to us ever?
Let us know. Also, if you saw us at the Arnold, if you said anything, if you bought anything, drop a comment here and mention that you were there. Thanks everyone for watching, for listening, for checking us out at the Arnold. It's one of our biggest events of the year. We appreciate everything and everyone that helped and everyone that supported it in any way.
Thank you.
Tommy, where do they find you at?
You can find me at Tomahawk_D.
You can follow me at Tanner_Bear. Just make sure to follow Massenomics at Massenomics. See ya.